Today I am going to be discussing bodily functions, which I know a lot of people aren't comfortable with, but there are certain things which we all do. We all have flatulence and we all produce excrement. Or to put it crudely, we all fart and we all crap. But only half of the population seems to acknowledge this, because although I know women must use the toilet, I've never seen a woman walk towards the bathroom with a rolled up newspaper. For men it's much more of an event. I mean, I confess, almost everything I know I've learnt while sat upon the porcelain throne. And I'm sure that Sir Robert Harrington had no idea that his invention would become such a seat of learning. But a few days ago, I happened across an old story on the internet that I'd never read before, and it was so bizarre I thought it must be a wind-up. But then last night my good friend Charlie from the Bad Soul Buskers tagged me in the same post, and it concerned something called fart rape. Now you might want to strap yourselves in for this one, because over in Canada there's a lady called Ashley Ingle who describes herself as a proud feminist and an anarchist, so straight away that's ticking every fucking box, saying she'll be a deluded, swivel-eyed, man-hating feminazi. And she gave a presentation at the University of Toronto, and again, that's no surprise, because universities seem to be less about education these days and more about recruiting the next generation of half-wits. And she put forward the idea that the patriarchy, once again the mysterious patriarchy, is controlling and subjugating women through flatulence. She argues that women are conditioned to be feminine and delicate and therefore do not produce much gas. This therefore allows men to break wind loudly, terrifying and subjugating females. Furthermore, she says that if a woman farts and a man then farts afterwards louder, he is guilty of rape. Now how the fuck farting equates to one of the worst crimes on earth, I don't know. But she's not done yet. She then went on that it's not up to women to fart louder, because that's victim shaming. It's up to men to be more quiet, and she wants the fucking law changed so that men will have to fart more quietly and get consent of all women in the surrounding area. Now I don't know what goes on in Toronto, but I would guess that on offices full of women where a man will suddenly burst in, dump his guts as loudly as possible and go, "Ha ha! I'm superior!" In the same way that I like curry but curry doesn't like me. But if I have a curry this evening, I'm not thinking tomorrow afternoon I can go out and oppress some women. And getting consent. Are men in Canada going to be required to carry a fucking form round with them going, "I've got a bit of a bad stomach. Could you sign this to say that I'm not sexually attacking you, it's just I do not wish to explode"? How the fuck is anyone taking this seriously? Because not only is it barking mad, it's about farting. And as much as I know that if you're over 5 years old you shouldn't find it funny, sadly we all fucking do. Because if you're in an expensive restaurant and the person on the table next to you cracks one out by accident, I guarantee you'll start fucking laughing, because they're waiting for the earth to open up and swallow them. And I agree there are differences, but that's mainly because women mature, men just get to a point where they give up on dignity and self-respect. I mean, I've just turned 41 years old, and that's saying life begins at 40. That is true. If you're worried about getting older, don't, because the second you hit 40 there's so much you just stop giving a fuck about. I don't give a shit what people think of me anymore. And to prove that point, last year I was away with Mrs. Disgruntled and a couple of friends of ours for a long weekend in the beautiful Yorkshire coastal town of Whitby. And the night before, my friend and I had both been on the ale, so we had a lot of gas going on, and my friend is in his 40s and he's a gentleman. He actually is a gentleman. He's a fucking lord. But two men in their 40s on Whitby High Street decided to see who could fart the loudest. And I'm proud to say that when we'd done this, a woman across the street screamed, "Who did that?" and hit one of her kids. Now, scientists, people who use logic, fact and reason, say that men generally are larger, have more muscle mass and have more protein in their diet, so basically they're going to fart more and they're going to shit more. But when it comes to Miss Ingle, I don't know if she's Miss or Miss, she'll be fucking Miss, there's no way she's going to be married. Miss Ingle, I think it's much more serious, much more simple. All it is her arse can't keep up with the shit coming out of her mouth. Fuck off.